A few weeks ago, coming back from the Chelsea Flower Show, I was in the van with a few women, and one of them suggested the most amazing activity that I thought you would absolutely all love. And the activity is to have a dinner party and you choose who you would want to invite to that party. Now, some may be from the past and no longer living, and some may be in the future even. And it was a fascinating conversation. Lots of people picked celebrities, famous writers, famous singers, performers. It was family too. You heard a lot of family. It was fascinating. So today I am going to show you my 6 people. And I need to tell you that one of them, she doesn't even exist yet. She is some point in the future. And so stay to the very end and you will meet her along with me. So think about it. I will go through mine, but think about who are the people you would love to have a dinner party with today. So my very first guest that came to mind when we were doing this exercise was Benjamin Franklin. And you might say, oh my gosh, Sharri, why? Benjamin Franklin was probably one of the most curious people in history that I have ever read about. Think about yourself. Are you curious? Is there some point in your life when you gave up curiosity, or what nurtures your curiosity? Because that's what I want to know about Benjamin. Benjamin lived a very, very long life, and he was an inventor. He was a scientist. He was a writer. He went to Paris and charmed the Parisian people or the French people. And he was a very old man when he actually did that. So how did that all happen? I want to know that from Benjamin, and I want you to think about it too, because I believe curiosity is one of the best anti-aging or pro-aging characteristics that we can possibly have. Now to the next one. The next one is over here, and it is Margaret Thatcher. And I chose Margaret Thatcher not because of her political beliefs at all. I don't know, as an American, that I really know what her political beliefs were. She was the first female prime minister in the UK. And what I want to know from Margaret is, how did you get to this point where you felt passionately about something, a belief, and that belief stayed consistent throughout your life? And also, how did you deal with people not liking you for that particular passion? Because I don't know about you, but sometimes I find holding on to my beliefs or holding on to my convictions actually to be very lonely. And so I want to hear from Margaret. How did she balance that? Her passions with understanding that it might be kind of lonely out there. So that's my second guess, which is interesting. My next guest is someone you've never heard of, and her name is Poopy Cadolle. Poopy Cadolle runs a lingerie shop, couture lingerie, in Paris. 5 generations. Very interesting. Have you ever been significantly impacted by someone, like your life changed, by someone that the rest of the world doesn't even know? That's Poopy. For me, that is Poopy. She welcomed me in Paris after my divorce. And Poopy is the one who truly helped me to embrace being a woman again, craving beauty in my life. And ladies, beauty is not just vanity. Beauty also gives us hope. And Poopy is somebody who I treasure. And I don't know if she knows the kind of impact that she had on my life. She really helped me, like I said, to reclaim my femininity, learn that what I wear underneath is important to me. Even if no one else ever sees it, it is incredibly important to me. And Poopy did that for me. So I wouldn't have a question for Poopy. All I would want to do is hold Poopy's hand and look into her eyes and say, thank you. You made a difference in this woman's life. Next on my list at my table is actually my grandmother. Her name is Ina Johnson. And Ina is no longer with us, but I would want Ina, my grandmother, to be at the table because I knew her only as a grandmother, and maybe some of you can relate. I didn't know her as a young girl. I didn't know her as even a wife. Yes, and so many experiences that she had, maybe dreams that she had. I don't know if that happens to you, but it's like, I want to know more about her. I want to know about Ina as a person, not just as my grandmother. So if Ina was at the table, I would just want to listen. I want to listen to her talk about her life in the greater context, not just as a grandmother. Next on my list is my 3-year-old granddaughter. And I would want her at the table 20 years from now, because 20 years from now, 25 years from now, my little granddaughter might be almost ready to be a young woman. She will have graduated from whatever school she chose to attend and maybe started her career or a family or both. I would love her to be at my table because I want to know what she remembers. Does she remember the little adventures we went on? Does she remember the times we did cooking and experimenting and trying new things and went to the lake? What does she remember? And I want to hear about her. I hope that I get the opportunity to see her grow into being a young woman. But if I don't, I would want to hear exactly what is it that Isabella wants to be? What is it that Isabella wants to make in her life? And did I have an impact? And maybe you all wonder the same thing. Am I truly making an impact on the lives of my grandchildren? Or am I just a babysitter? That's our question, isn't it? Always, what kind of impact am I making? So that's my little granddaughter that would be present at my table. My last guest, as I said, is a surprise, and that is myself. Myself 20 years from now, 30 years from now, however you want to phrase it. I want to ask her, did you keep traveling? Did you keep learning? And did you encourage your curiosity? Did you stay strong in your beliefs? Did you make a difference in your granddaughter's life? Did you have the opportunity to honor your grandmother? Because honestly, my grandmother, who I just introduced you to, loved tables. She loved entertaining, and she could bring an assortment of people together. Isn't that what the salon is all about? The salon is the table, as I call it, of people where we sit together. So maybe this idea of the salon table actually started with my grandmother, which is kind of an interesting thought. But I want to know what Sharri 20, 25, 30 years from now said. Did you take care of your body? Did you take care of your mind? Did you keep going? Did you keep trying to make a difference? I want to know it all. I want to know, honey, what did you do? And I know we don't often get to go forward, but that's what I'd like to know, because that connects with what it is that I want to create in my next chapter. So what about you? What is it that you want to create? If you were to have dinner with yourself in 20 years, what would you want to say to whoever you are? What would you like to share that you accomplished and that you created in the next couple of decades? When this question was first asked, I thought it was about famous dinner guests sitting on that bus, leaving the Chelsea Flower Show. But it wasn't. It became really the picture of the values that I hope always surround me. You know, curiosity, conviction, passion, beauty, community, loving myself as a woman, my legacy, and of course, hope for the future. So maybe the real question isn't who would you invite to dinner? Maybe the real question is who are you becoming? I would genuinely love to know who might be sitting around your table. So do tell me in the comments because I read every one and I have a feeling many of you are interested in the ideas that each other comes up with. And if these conversations feel like your kind of evening, I would love to invite you to join the salon table over on Substack. Every Saturday you get something called Notes from the Salon Table. And that's something where we continue conversations that just don't really quite fit over here on YouTube. Books, specific books, travel, style, creating homes, and meaningful lives at this stage of our life. So there is always a seat waiting for you. I would absolutely love to welcome you. Take care, everyone. A biento.